Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another eventful. What do we say? Eventful? It's interesting when you run a room as great as Awesome Calls Trading. You do great. Yesterday was Nueva and a bunch of other calls. I'm sure you listened to the webinar. And every day it's just new people come in. We had 3 or 4 monthly subscribers. We got a few more coming in today. Um, and what's interesting is when I get up every morning and I surround myself with great traders like Janny and Brad, a fire trader, and Darkside and Raphael and Dave the trader and Palmer and these just really, really great people that I come in every morning and I'm in awe with what they bring to the table, and with B trades and it's phenomenal the amount of people that are in here that and when I come in, I just think to myself, not only do I got to impress the professional mods in here, you know, I've got to make everyone happy that's in the room, outside and in, because we have such a highly regarded reputation out there of being one of the best chat rooms in the world. But then I got to top what I did yesterday, and it's one of those things that I think that's what I yearn for is to see if like I said, when somebody asks you what's your best trade, I always say the next one. How am I going to read the next trade? How am I going to judge it? Where's it going to go? And lo and behold, today I woke up and VRNS was the trade. I mean, for me personally, and for me for the room, I wanted so much. And sometimes I'm a little harsh in the room in a sense because I see the trade so visually. I know where it's going, and and yes, it's a gift, but it's also knowledge. It's the ability to really understand a stock, reading through the analyst headlines. And when I get up at 4 o'clock, I'll kind of take you through the process. All right. So here's VRNS. All right. Earnings disaster, and they're down 15. So the first thing I do at 3:45, 4 o'clock in the morning, when I see something down so much, all right, I immediately go into my uh, I put my thinking cap on and start looking at analysts. And so what I'll do is I'll scroll down through Fly on the Wall, through my scan, and I'll just kind of go through and I'll spot VRNS and I'll read comments, benchmark, Craig Holloman, which even though some of these are useless people, which are fine, I still want to read their comments. Mime, VRNS, uh, and I'm reading downgraded JMP securities. You see how I'm reading and I'm studying. I'm studying. My mind's like it's a computer. It's just reading every thought from every analyst. And so what I do is I combine all these analysts and then I look at the stock. And then I make a sound decision what's going to happen with that stock. And I go through the entire report as again, you got VRNSC here, Oppenheimer. I read their comments, Mime here, Nectar here. Here's VRNS from RBC Capital, Mime from RBC Capital. You see VRNS here from Stifle. I could just go on and on. Well, I read all that. See, a lot of times, your rooms that you're in now, they're very specific. They'll trade maybe a Facebook or an Amazon or QQQ or an ETF, and that's pretty much all they'll do. And they'll be so happy if they get 80 cents. Oh, look at that play. Well, in Awesome Calls Trading, it's much more than that. Because we're such a versatile trading room, we trade everything from ETFs to gold, earnings, analysts, upgrades, downgrades, PR, news, events, the market itself. Offerings, buyouts, FDA, bios. We're no matter what we do, we're going to trade it. If it's gapping up large or gapping up down. So yesterday we delivered Nueva to everyone in the room, and we made it the number one pick. And Nueva paid the bills very, very quick. Well, today, again, I have to come in. I think I got to top Nueva. I got to find a call that everyone can be a part of and make money. And today's call was VRNS. And so I want you to look at the call this morning in pre-market. I wrote this, and first thing I did when I came in, I had the number one pick already written down and longing at 47.48 a share. I said, look, traders, even if this dips to 45, do not be scared of it. This stock will deliver. And again, it's one of those things, and I even put on there, this will bounce at least 5 to 8 points today to the upside. Okay, when I put a statement like that, that's telling you I know where this stock is going. I've studied it. I've read the analyst calls. I've understood what the stock itself. I've read their report. I read their earnings, and I am so confident, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the number one pick will raise 5 to 8 points. So even if you get in late, even if you come in a little more, 20 minutes late, if you're there in the morning and you take this along with me, you're going to make 5 to 8 points. And Nueva was the same thing yesterday. I think we came down 3 or 4 real quick. This is just one call. And again, it's about trusting the process, trusting the confidence of someone who's been trading for 15 years, someone who's owned the chat room for 5, someone who writes this down. And all these plays are written down before the market opens. And now I come in even earlier, and I literally spend 8 minutes, 10 minutes before the opening bell to go over each play. So that way everyone has the same opportunity to make money. So today, VRS was the number one pick. We wanted 8 points. So if you got in at 48, that means that the stock would go to 56. That's pretty much what I assured every trader in Awesome Calls. So what does that mean? If it's 48 and you had 100 shares, you need $4,800 buying power. That means you need about $1,000 in a cash account. 6 times buying power, 6,000. That means you're going to make on 100 shares, if you stick with it, you're going to make 5 points or $500. So I want you to listen to that real quick. If you have $1,000 cash, you open up an account, 6 times buying power is 6,000. You buy 100 shares at 48.50. Okay, that's $4,850 on $1,000 cash account. I'm assuring you will make 5 to 8 points. Now, if you stay the full 8 points, you'll make $800 on $1,000. And this is just for the people that have very little money in their accounts. You follow me? Now, let's see if we're right. Okay, welcome to Awesome Calls Trading. All right, here's the gap down. Here's the entry, 48, 48.50. Now let's count together. Are you ready? I'm sure a lot of you can count, so I'll count with you. 48, 49, 50. That's 2 points. 51, 3, 52, 53, 54, 55. Oh, we're up 7 points. We need one more. Can we get one more? 56. And just to cover ourselves, let's get a little bit extra. You see how we delivered 5 points, 8 points? So even if you got in late, you still made money. Now, why doesn't your room do these kind of plays? Why doesn't your chat? Why do they only trade 10 cents, 20-cent moves? Why do they keep just trading Facebook only or Amazon? It's because they don't understand these plays. They'll never understand them because they're so used to doing what they do. They're not versatile. Yeah, can I come in and call a Facebook and say, yeah, long the open and then short it? I could do that in my sleep. I do it with Netflix every day. When you see the Netflix call, you'll see why. But I like to deliver and teach something to someone. Show a gap fill, show why a stock's going to go up, and teach along the way. But what's more rewarding is watching a trader make a ton of money and being done within 2 or 3 minutes, or taking $1,000 cash account and making $400 on it, a 40% return on $1,000 in one day. That's what I love about trading. And when somebody says you can't make money in trading, let this trade here prove you wrong. Now, does this happen every day? Absolutely. In this room, it does. In this room, it does. Okay? Other rooms, I can't. Obviously, you're limited. All I can say is outside of this room, you're extremely limited to your ability to make money. In this room, it's limitless. That's the difference between this room. Let's go into another one. I want you to look at this call. So my second top pick was PYX. Now, PYX had really good earnings, and they were gapping up. You see the gap up? After hours, they gapped up. So what I felt PYX would do was, I'm looking at, they closed at around 17.50 yesterday. All right, so I felt the stock would make a solid move today, but I wanted the stock to pull down to 18 at the open. If it pulled to 18, I wanted everyone to go long, and your risk was 50 cents, 17.50, and that was your whole risk for at least a move to 1 to 1.5 points to the upside. Okay, so now I want you to look at the trade. So look at the call, how I wrote it. PYX, number 2 pick in the room. Stop gapping up 2.5. I like to see a small pop towards 20 or a pullback to 18. If it hit $18, go long and just long it. And that's the call. All you got to do, if it yanks to 18 at the open, long it. And you're going to get paid, and not just paid, but paid big. Okay, so now I want you to see the trade. All right. Ding, 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 ding. Bell rings. You get the pullback, and guess where it hit? 18.10, 18.15. And guess where it is now? 22. So for a 50-cent risk, you were able to make 1.5, 2 points, 3 points to the upside. This was a very, very, very good trade. Another trade we did today that we threw in was a stock called Cron. I'm a big fan of Cron. I just like the way it trades. Raphael introduced this stock to me. He's a great moderator in here, and for a while I just kind of but now I get it. And the reason that probably I didn't tell Raphael is I actually study this stock a lot at night. I spend a lot of time investigating this stock and trying to understand how to trade it. And so today I felt very strongly that Cron would be a nice move off of 19. So I came in the chat room. I said I'd be loading at 19, and any pullback to 18.50, I'd be adding to it and look for a nice $20 plus run on it. And I have some traders that love trading this, but I really, really liked it a lot. So I really felt strongly that it would do that. Just so you know, traders, TAP is at 60, as I promised. And now I'm going to hit towards 61 into close. This is an earnings play, traders, and it's through 60. And I told everyone that once the conference call, it was going to probably head towards the 60 spot. And it finally broke through, and now we're going to run it to 60, 50, 61. If you were in our chat room, you'd be making money with us right now. But since you're not, and you're watching this because your room just really kind of disappointed you. So, AJ, you're the best trader in the world. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jonathan. That's very kind of you, sir. Thank you. As long as it makes you happy and you're making money, that's all that matters. Okay, so on Cron, I put down that the stock would go long 18.50, definitely. If it adds to it, you'll get a 1 to 1.5 point bounce. So we started buying at 19 when I walked in, and he dipped to 18.50. If it pulled, don't worry about it. You were assured 1.5 points. That's what happened. Exactly what happened. So that was a great play on Cron. Another great play, actually, we can just talk about it, is TAP. I'll show you TAP. I won't do a chart on TAP, but I'll just kind of show you it. TAP had missed earnings. You see how they missed earnings? And they're down 5. So I told everyone that the stock would pull to $59. And when it did, to start going long, and I think the stock will gravitate towards 60 if it pulled. Now, the way I wrote this up was pretty simple. I wanted shorts to cover the open to 62. That's the first thing I said. So if you walked in the chat room, you were told to go long. Then I said it will go to 62. It will fade to 60, give it room to 59, and the stock will come right back up to 62. All right, so I want you to kind of see how it worked. You ready? So if you take TAP and just look at the stock, remember I said it would hit 62 at the open? See where it stopped on a dime? 62. Then I said it would pull down to 59. You see the notes? Hit 59.01. Now the stock was curling and heading right back up to 61.62. See how it was written? So you could have waited for a pop at the open and been done, or you could short it to 62, took it to 59 because I told you it was going to go to 59, and then go long 59 and just sit there all day and wait for it to go back up to 62. You see how simple the trade was? You just had to read the notes, but you have to, more importantly, understand the trade. Okay? Anyway, let's do another one. EA. EA, first of all, there's a couple things I did differently with EA. EA yesterday, I said to buy the weakness. I said in the entire chat room yesterday that the stock would have a nice, the market will gap up tomorrow. We had a nice sell-off yesterday. I go, don't worry, long everything. Pick any stock you want, long it. Everything's going to gap up in the morning. Why? Because I've been doing this for 15 years. I got such a feel of the market that I can even tell you what the market's going to do the next day. Okay? And so, you know, and again, this just comes with time. Everything I teach, everything I'm showing, everything, it doesn't happen overnight. You just have to be around a certain person that has such a feel for the market that they actually they can tell you what it's going to do the next day. And that's what I said last night. And EA was a perfect example of buy the weakness. I mean, the stock had made such a huge run yesterday, and then it sold off. So after hours, they had a gain. I believe they sold over 25 million users on it. Well, that's an incredible move for EA. But so for today, I actually wanted to pop at the open. I wanted to try to hit 108 to 110. But if it did sell off, I told everyone to short the stock and take it down to $100. From 100, you could bounce the stock. And if you don't believe me, you can actually see how I wrote it up on EA right here. Huge hours to move 25 million gamers. Sack segment up. If it pops to 108, it'll sell off to $100 and then go long. I don't think we see below 100, but if we do, any pullback at the open 100, if it comes 100 or under, okay, oh yeah, the stock's going to bounce. Just don't think we're going to see less than 100. But boy, it sure as shit, it hit 100 right here, and most of us were done on the short side, but it pulled one more dollar, but it had a nice bounce right back up. So this is a really good play on the short side. I was really impressed with this. So I'm going to show you another stock that we did called Netflix. I know every day I play this stock. It's just one. Let me explain to you something how Netflix works. Okay? Let me explain to you how Netflix works. Okay? When the market's gapping up 200 points, chances are you're going to have a nice run in the stock, especially a stock like Netflix. It's just, this is one of the reasons why I like it. All right? And yesterday we had a nice sell-off, but you're going to get a nice run up on it. All right? Throughout the day. A lot of people don't understand that. I do. So what I don't really like to short when at all when the market is green. I don't even call it a short. I just tell you where to buy the stock and let it, like, leave it and forget it. That's what I like to do. I love doing that. So I want you to look at the call today. When I woke up, I saw the gap up 4 points. See the gap up? Here's the gap up. So I immediately said, I looked at these little dots here and I went, I'm studying these dots. These little dots is all I need to see. And you know what I said? I want to go long at 347.50. It took me literally 30 seconds to come up with that. 347.50. So I looked at that and I said, okay, so I got to tell everybody in writing what I want. So here it is. Gapping up. I see a push towards 350 if it comes. If not, pull back to 347.50 or under and look for a bottom curl and long it all day. That's the call. You see how, like, I took every ounce of, I didn't tell you to short the stock. I didn't tell you the stock was going to sell off today. I didn't tell you Netflix was a piece of shit stock. That's not what I said. I told you not only is it going to pull to 347.50, but you could put a buy order in it and let it go all day on, long it all day long. You want to see the stock now? So imagine if you came in the chat room, the best chat room in the entire world. The stock hit 347.50 right here, and you just went back to bed. Stock is right now $358 a share. That's 11-point trade, just because. Okay? Was it that hard? Now, your room is not going to call this. Okay? Your chat room is so behind the times, so inexperienced. You know, they're not going to trade anything like this. They're not going to put their name on the line. But in our room, this is, if I don't deliver a stock like this, something's wrong with us. Something's wrong with me. So that's just Netflix. You want another? I'll tell you what. How about I give you Shop? Now, Shop was a twofold. Shop I loved, and I'll tell you why. Yesterday I was asked, AJ, should we long Shop into the close because they have earnings? I said no. And do you know why? Pull up a 180. See the 180? See the stock over the last 60 days? See how it went from 120 to 180? It already made its move. There's nothing that's going to surprise me with Shop. The only thing that's going to surprise me is how far it's going to come down. Why? Look at all the profit taking that's going to go on the stock. See all the buying all the way up to earnings? So Shop would need to come out not just with great earnings. They can't miss on anything, not even a slight guide. There's no room for error. This is what we call a no room for error earnings play. You cannot have any room for error. Well, they had an error. They had a little bit of a slight miss on some earnings guidance. So what does that tell me? That tells me I'm going to get a massive sell-off. But it also tells me that I'm going to get a bounce. The key there is to know where the stock's going to go before it goes there. So with Shop, I made the decision in the morning, pre-market, and I have a gentleman in here. His name is Joel. I always, because Joel and I trade this stuff. We've been trading it for a long time. Well, today he asked me if I could take the stock to 170. I said, done. Done. It's automatically done. So he bought size and he waited for 170. And I'll show you the notes on Shop. It's gapping 13. Like I said yesterday, it's already had a run into earnings, hence why I said do not long it. I like to see short covering to 170 plus at the open. If the stock pulls at all, don't let it panic. If it goes to 155, it will bounce to 170. That's the call. You don't have to think. You have to do anything. It should get to 170. The pullback was such an amount that it was able to get that. Okay, so what you do, you simply go long the stock at the open. Any pullback, don't let it scare you. And just long the stock. And I walked this all morning for Joel until it hit 170. And you can clearly see they're trying to bite right back up to at least close to yesterday's close. This is about as perfect of a call you can get in a room like this. Did your room trade it? Absolutely fucking not. Do you know why? Because they don't know how. They don't trade Shop. But what does that mean? It means that you're missing a shit ton of opportunity out there to make points on a trade. Knowing where the stock's going to go before it even goes there. Imagine if you put 100 shares in and put it aside and made 5 points. You made $500 on $16,000 buying power for nothing. You literally could have went here, Shop, and turned around and shorted EA and made $1,000 on 2 calls. Here and long. 100 here, 100 shares short here. I walked away with $1,000. It's as simple as that in a room like this, because everything is dictated to you before you walk in. How the stock's going to trade, where it's going to go, and why. I'm going to show you one more that I think it's important that you see. It's called Take Two. I want you to see how you trade a downgrade. Okay, now this is a downgraded stock, right? The problem is you have to look who wrote the call. So on take two, you had a downgrade from BMO. Now they're a respected firm. I get it. I'm cool with that. But they're not a B of A. They're not a Citi. They're not JP Morgan. They're BMO. Okay, they're a nice boutique, whatever you want to call them. You can have an 80, you can have a 70, you can have a $50 price target. You're BMO. So what does that tell me? If that stock is galloping down, I'm longing it. See, it's opposite to me. The gap down is already the pull you're going to get because you're BMO. These are things that I've taken over 10, 15 years to understand that I try to teach in a matter of one day for a trader. So on this particular stock, on TWO, I just wanted to go to 88. If it hit 88 or 86, between 86 and 88, bounce it and take the stock to 92. That's it. That's the trade. It's as simple. Directions, written down, whatever. So what is 86 and 88? What is the middle? 87, right? So if AJ says it's going to hit 86, 88, so I'll look for 87, put my line underneath. If it hits 87, I'm going to go long because AJ said I'll go to 92. But AJ also made it clear that it won't go below 86 to 88. He made it extremely clear. How do I know that? Because I'm the best fucking trader in the world and nobody can do what I do. Now, do you want to see the trade? Guess where it hit? 86.90. So if you took 88 and 86, what's the middle? 86.90. Where's the stock going? Heading right back up to 91.92. In the first 20, 30 minutes, you scored all the way through 90. You see how easy that was? I didn't tell you the stock was going to go to 75 on that call. I didn't tell you the stock was going to go to 80. I didn't tell you the stock was going to go to 81. No. I didn't draw you a bunch of lines, and I certainly didn't tell you, you know what, go buy my fucking DVD. Don't ask me. Okay? Like I said yesterday, that shit has to stop. No more. All right? Just trade the trade. You don't understand it, ask about it. This trade worked out to perfection today. I was really proud of this call. Now, we had many others, and we had an amazing day, to say the least. But again, tomorrow I'm going to come in, and I have to top what I did today. Because every now and then I get that new trader that walks in and says, I've been hearing nothing but great things about you. Show me what you can do for me. Okay. So I got to be on top of my game. I surround myself with the top pros in the business, top technical traders. You know, my favorite trader everyone knows is Janny and Brad. I love Brad, fire trader. He is like the ultimate for me. And this is what I love to do. But more importantly, it's about educating you every day. And I don't care how many shares you buy. I don't care if you buy 10 shares or 30 shares or 50 shares. It doesn't mean anything to me. What it means to me is, are you making money and are you understanding the trade? Because if you don't, then you're not going to understand what I'm going to do tomorrow. It's really important that we do these webinars so you can see it. Why did I think TWO would stop there at $87? Because it's BMO. So I already answered you the question. Why did I think it would go up to 91, 92? Because it's not, because it's BMO. So yeah, you're going to get a sell-off, but shorts are going to cover and keep it back up there because it's BMO. So I already gave you the entry, the exit, and the reason why. On every trade I do, this is what I provide. So you can be educated the next day when you come in and feel that confidence, do more size, and make more money. Because the ultimate goal is not to sit in front of the computer all day. It's not to stare at screens. It's to learn, understand, execute, and be done. Hit your goal quick, stick with your rules, and walk away with money in your pocket. Pay your bills. That's what this room is about. Pay your bills and live happy. Okay? So let's recap. Let's recap today's calls. Today we're going to do about 8 charts because I think, right? 1, 2, no, 7. So we're going to do VRNS, which is our number 1 pick. PYXCRONEA, Netflix, Shop, and Take Two. Total of 7 charts for tonight on the recap. Now, also just want to welcome everyone who wants to go to our Discord room. We currently have, as of right now, 752 members with 191 online. It's a great community to go in there, talk to a lot of the traders that traded these stocks, get their input. It's free. It's run by Darkside. This is his Discord. He allowed ACT to come in. Very, very happy with that. Just got to click username, continue, and you're in. And just talk to the community of traders that make money. And also visit the YouTube channel, which is right here under Awesomecalls Trading. And every day you can just listen to any recap during the day. We had 76 views yesterday. I'm sure we'll have about 80 or 90 for tonight. And of course, if you ever want to be a part of the room, just click under our pre-market notes or any of our links. Click here, and you can sign up. Simple as just click. And you come down here, and there you go. Click here, or the monthly, or the weekly. And if you tried it for a day or a week, then you update to the monthly, and we give you back your day or week. Okay? So, and that's it. So that is, and of course you can follow me on Twitter, is AJTrader7. So thank you for joining us. I look forward to trading with you tomorrow. And believe it or not, I'm going to even do better than I did today for everyone in the room and all those that want to join us. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.